Welcome to the Texas Motor Speedway for the final event of the Rival Racing Cup Series, the showdown for the championship. You've seen it in the announcement there. Travis McDaniel, David Weishart, Chet Martin, and Garrett Grant are your final fours in the playoff series that will be racing for the championship here in Texas at the Motor Speedway, right alongside, just north of Fort Worth, right alongside the I-35 interstate. We have 10 drivers coming here tonight to practice and to race with us. Four of these will be fighting for that championship. They're divided over two teams, Travis McDaniel and Chad Martin in Strike Motorsports, and Weishart and Grant in their own team. And they have Chris Seidenfaden to help them along. And currently, we are looking at the final minutes of practice ticking away here. Travis McDaniel in the number 2 car in a brand new livery with the sheriff logo on there. And let's see if we have anybody on track here still. It's Chris Seidenfaden in the number 15 car. We know that livery, and we have Nicholas Wing here in the number 12, this time in the new livery with the Burger King sponsorship. And it is the final minute and a half, minute 15 seconds ticking away here from the practice session. We'll be going into qualifying for 10 minutes. The drivers will have 2 laps to try and qualify themselves. The best of 2 laps will count. That'll set the stage for a 150 lap race with a stage 1 win at lap 60 possible. But points are really not that important anymore. It's just between 4 guys, McDaniel, Weishart, Martin, and Grant. The highest finisher of those 4 will be taking home the trophy in the Rivalry Racing Cup Series here tonight. About half a minute left in practice. It looks like the only car on the track here is Nicholas Wing. The number 12 car. 10 cars here tonight. We've seen that before with Rivalry Racing, a small field, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to see some exciting racing here tonight. Last week, I believe we had 12 cars in Phoenix. We saw a very exciting race there, being won by Travis McDaniel, and that final race for the qualifying of the final round here, the final 4. McDaniel, Weishart, Martin, and Grant are your final 4, and we're getting started on qualifying here. And let's see if we can find our friend Patrick Howard, as usual, first on the track here. We're going to have to give this guy the first out in qualifying trophy. Every time we go into qualifying, we look for Patrick Howard to be the first guy out on the track in the number 89 car with the John Deere logo on the hood there. And we always enjoy seeing him coming out first. We also have Nicholas Wing out here on track, but it looks like he's changing his mind already. Patrick Howard is getting started here on his first qualifying time lap here. And he's now starting his first lap. Let's see what he can do. Ooh, loses it almost there in turn 2. It looks like it's a little bit slippery out here tonight. But he hangs on there. Coming back into the tri-oval here to set his first lap time. Patrick Howard, the 89 car. And he puts down a 30.121. Ooh, once again, he loses the back end there. You could hear the engine spin the tires, the engine revving up there as he spins the tires. That is unfortunate for Patrick Howard there. Let's look at that again. We're coming into turn 1 and 2 here, and coming off of turn 2, He just gets it a little bit sideways there, spins the tires around, and messes up his second lap. So basically, that means that his qualifying is over. You need to run 2 clean laps for iRacing to count that time. If you scrub the wall somewhere or you get off track, then iRacing disallows that time. So Patrick Howard's first lap, the 30.12, that is going to have to do it for his qualifying there. Let's see about Nicholas Wing here. He has posted a 29.248 on his first lap. He's coming back around for his second is a 29.172. So he is currently on the provisional pole here in the Burger King car. So let's see, Jeff Hollingsworth is back out here. Believe we missed him last race. Not sure if we did or not. Yeah, I believe so. And he's back again tonight with the 97 car. Currently putting himself in between Wing and Howard there on the second spot. We're waiting for the top guys to go out. McDaniel, Seidenfaden, Weishart, Guess, Martin, Grant, Suggs. They haven't been out yet. We have 10 minutes, so there we have Hollingsworth. Best lap time of a 29.170. That puts him ahead of Nicholas Wing on the provisional pole here. And let's see, we have Patrick Howard back out on track. Those laps are probably not going to count, but he's just putting in some practice here, trying to figure out where the grip is. Hollingsworth coming into the pits after his qualifying attempt. And we currently have nobody on track, so let's see. There we have Chad Martin getting ready to go out. It looks like he is one of our final 4 in the number 41 car, so this will be a significant indication of how he will be coming along here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Chad Martin, teammate to Travis McDaniel. Getting ready to start his first qualifying lap here. The number 41, the Crestview I should say, sorry. And we have 2 drivers with times up there now, so let's see if Chad Martin can do what he is supposed to be doing, putting that car ahead there in the field. His first lap time was a 29.116. That currently puts him on the provisional pole. And as he's working on his second lap, we see Brad Suggs getting ready to leave here for his qualifying attempt. His second lap time is quicker than his first by about 1/1500th of a second, 29.101. So Chad Martin is hanging on to that provisional pole here. Let's see Brad Suggs, if he is ready to come out. No movement here just yet. Haven't seen McDaniel and Weishart either. Brad Suggs unfortunately missed the final 4 last week. He had to win to get in. He was very, very close, but an unfortunate incident between Weishart and him took that opportunity away from him. So he's here to obviously just close out this season as good as he can and leave his mark on the series here. And so far, no movement at all anywhere else. Brad Suggs is the only car sitting on the track currently. Well, while we're waiting, we might as well bring up your race information here for the Texas Motor Speedway. It is a 1.5 mile D-shaped oval, as you can see. The ambient temperature is 67 degrees, so it is a cool afternoon here in Texas. 37% relative humidity. That is very low for Texas. It's a cloudy sky. We have an 8 mile an hour wind, and the track temperature is 69 degrees Fahrenheit, which is very, very cool, and that will benefit the drivers most certainly here tonight. Meanwhile, we have Travis McDaniel now going out on track for his qualifying attempt in the number 2 car. Chris Seidenfaden is also going out of the pits to set his time. It looks like Garrett Grant is getting ready to go out as well. So the final guys have waited till the last minute to get out on track here. They're going to make this exciting here. Travis McDaniel on his first lap. Haven't seen Dave Weishart just yet. McDaniel looking good here in the number 2 car, brand new livery. There we have Dave Weishart getting ready to go out. As you can tell, it's individual qualifying. The drivers cannot see each other, but we can follow anybody that is on track. And Travis McDaniel's first lap looks doesn't look like he posted a time, or did he? Yes, he did. He posted a 29.092, and that currently puts him behind his teammate Chet Martin. Seidenfaden now into third position. Seidenfaden posting a 29.12. That is just a tad slower than McDaniel. Garrett Grant is posting a time here, and he posts the 6th time. Travis, meanwhile, is putting it on the provisional pole with a 28.684. Brad Suggs climbing in there as well. Chris Seidenfaden, his final lap is a 28.864. He puts it in second position. That pushes Chad Martin back to third. And Brad Suggs has worked his way up there into fourth position with his first lap. And his second lap looks like that was not a... Well, it was a little bit better at 28.853. And that keeps him in third position. David Weishart is now out there. Todd Guess is out there. So let's keep an eye on David Weishart here, one of your final 4 drivers in the showdown here at Texas. And it looks like David Weishart with a 28.713 puts it alongside Travis McDaniel on the first row here in qualifying. Todd Guess is still out there trying to get a lap in. He's going to have to hurry because seconds are literally ticking away. And his time was actually not within the 10 minutes. So unfortunately for Todd Guess, he'll be at the back end of the grid. There you have the grid. 10 drivers in the Texas race here tonight. Travis McDaniel puts it on the pole position alongside Dave Weishart. And then it's Garrett Grant and Brad Suggs on the second row. And that means that your top 3 qualifiers are among the 4 drivers that are fighting for the championship here. Chris Seidenfaden is on the third row alongside Chet Martin on the outside. Martin is your 4th driver in the chase for the championship. Then it is Jeff Hollingsworth on the 4th row. Alongside with him is Nicholas Wing. And on the 5th row we see Patrick Howard in the number 89 car. The man that deserves a trophy for always being out there first. And then the final car on the grid will be Todd Guess in the number 1 car there. So let's bring her back up here and see if we have everybody. It looks like we do. We are still waiting for Nicholas Wing to take his spot there on the pit lane as we're getting ready to roll out and get this final showdown started. So there you have him, Travis McDaniel on the pole position, and it looks like Nicholas Wing has brought it in there as well. We're getting ready to go. There you have it, folks. We're on our way here, rolling out for the final showdown in the Rivalry Racing Cup Series. Texas Motor Speedway is your location of action, and we have 10 drivers here getting ready to fight for a good finish of the race. We have 4 drivers here fighting for the championship. Pole sitter Travis McDaniel. Alongside him, David Weishart. Right behind him, Garrett Grant. And your 4th driver is on the 3rd row of the grid there, Chet Martin in the 41 car. So he has a little bit of catching up to do, but it is still a long race. We have 150 laps to go. We'll end the stage number 1 at lap 60. It looks like the fuel window for the drivers is right around 57 to 60 laps, so to win that first stage, they might have to come in for fuel right before that stage ends. We'll have to wait and see. It'll depend on yellows, although with this group of drivers, we don't really have a lot of yellows most of the time, especially also since it's a small field and these guys know how to handle their race car. It's a cool track here tonight, so that'll help them a little bit as well. And we're getting ready to go racing. Travis is waiting on the call on the radio. There you have him. We're ready to go. Travis McDaniel alongside David Weishart and Garrett Grant already staying on his bumper there going into turn 1. It is Travis McDaniel hanging on to that lead there with David Weishart on the high side. Garrett Grant running a little bit wide there, allowing Chris Seidenfaden to come down to the bottom, but he thinks the better of it. It's too early to take big chances. Travis McDaniel picks up the lead in front of David Weishart and Garrett Grant. 3 drivers of your top 4 there, right on the top 3 after 1 lap of racing here at the Texas Motor Speedway. And we see Chris Seidenfaden there in 4th position, Brad Suggs on the higher side in 5th. Then it's, and it looks like Seidenfaden gets in trouble there a little bit coming off turn 2. Let's bring that back for you. Take a look at that number 15 car. He gets it a little bit sideways, and a beautiful, beautiful catch. That means that David Weishart has had his moment as well. Let's see what happened to him. Same thing. Both almost synchronized swimming there. They both went a little bit sideways, and that means that David Weishart drops back to 4th position. It is Garrett Grant in the 2nd position, right behind Travis McDaniel. Brad Suggs in 3rd, and David dropped to 4th with that little sideway adventure there. And Chad Martin is now right behind him in 5th. It looks like Seidenfaden has faded further back to the 8th position, right in front of Patrick Howard and Nicholas Wing. It looks like David Weishart has found his groove there. He's running the fastest lap time of the race so far, and he's challenging Brad Suggs there for 3rd position, trying to get back up there with Travis McDaniel and Garrett Grant, and it looks like he gets it underneath the 33 and takes that 3rd place away from Brad Suggs. So David Weishart recovering with the quickest lap of the race currently in 3rd position. Travis McDaniel out in front in the number 2 car with Garrett Grant behind him and David Weishart in 3rd now. Let's check on Chad Martin. It looks like Chad is having a little bit of trouble, and he is stuck behind Chris Seidenfaden there in 8th position. Todd Guess in the number 1 car in 6th place. Jeff Hollingsworth hanging on to 5th spot here in the 97 car. Ahead of him, it is Brad Suggs in 4th. And the top 3 drivers there, that's Garrett Grant in 2nd. It's McDaniel in 1st, and it's Weishart there behind those 2 in 3rd position, catching up with them already. Lap 6 of 150. And it looks like McDaniel has 2 teammates behind him there. Garrett Grant, Dave Weishart are on the same team. And Garrett Grant is going to challenge him for that 1st position, it looks like. He's trying to stick that nose underneath there, but he can't get it done. And Garrett Grant almost gets it sideways in turn 2 there. It looks to me like that track is a little bit slippery there where the banking of the turns unloads onto the backstretch. They seem to be having a little bit of trouble there. Travis McDaniel hanging on to that lead. Garrett Grant in second, and now it's David Weishart trying to get underneath Garrett Grant there. And it looks like he's going to come underneath the 42 on the backstretch. They're side by side coming towards turn 3. And remember, these guys are teammates, so they're trying to work together here. It's too early for them to be battling their own battles. They have to get working together and make sure they stick with Travis Daniels so they can fight for that lead when the race comes to a conclusion. And it looks like the whole field, except for up until including Chris Seidenfaden, it looks like that field is hanging with the leader, the first through the 7th position. That is Chris Seidenfaden, and then there's a little bit of a gap to Chet Martin, and he's got Chris Howard and Nicholas Wing behind him, also with a little bit of space in between them there. Let's go bring her back up front, because it is Dave Weishart that is challenging the leader, Travis McDaniel. David Weishart side by side with Garrett Grant, Brad Suggs, Jeff Hollingsworth, Todd Guest. They're all right there behind these guys. 7 drivers in that first group there. Look at that. What a string of cars. Unbelievable. Chris Seidenfaden looks like he refound his groove, got those tires on working temperature, and he's now challenging Todd Guest. That is for the 6th position at the tail end of the lead group here. Let's check on Brad Suggs. He's hanging with Garrett Grant. He's got the 97 of Jeff Hollingsworth behind him. Obviously, on a fast track like this, we have the draft working, and it looks like David Weishart, you saw that already, is getting on the inside of Travis McDaniel here on the backstretch. They're side by side going into turn 3. Ooh, and it looked like Travis was getting a little bit of a wiggle coming into that turn. Now he's got Garrett Grant to worry about. He's coming to the inside on the main straightaway. Looks like he's getting underneath him into turn 1. Garrett Grant picks up the 2nd position here. Travis McDaniel left out to dry on the high side there. Still side by side together. He's not giving up. He's inching ahead of that 42 car once again. Picks up 2nd position. David Weishart is now your leader. Travis McDaniel 2nd. Garrett Grant in 3rd. Brad Suggs hanging on to 3rd with Jeff Hollingsworth right behind him. Todd Guest and Chris Seidenfaden closing out that first group of 7 drivers. Chad Martin hanging back in 8th. He's got a little bit of a gap on Nicholas Wing and Patrick Howard. Looks like Wing has passed Howard for the 9th position. Bring her back up front here. David Weishart hanging on to that lead here with Travis McDaniel right behind him. Garrett Grant also hanging closely with Travis McDaniel. Seven cars. It looks like the split is coming between Grant and Suggs, and then Suggs is also gaining a little bit on Todd Guest. So Suggs is going to have to be careful not to lose that draft from Garrett Grant's car. And we see Chris Seidenfaden going by Jeff Hollingsworth there for the 6th position. Jeff Hollingsworth having a little bit more trouble keeping up maybe. Chris is still on his inside. Can he get in front of him? It looks like he can. He picks up 6th position. Weishart still out there in front, ahead of Travis McDaniel and Garrett Grant, lap 17. And remember, folks, whoever of these 4 guys finishes the highest is going to take away the trophy. And currently it's David Weishart, but it's not over yet. We still have quite a ways to go, and Travis McDaniel, Garrett Grant are looking really strong. And I'm still not counting out Chet Martin. He may be a little bit further back right now, but like I said, it's still a long race and a lot of stuff can happen. That best example of that was last week in Phoenix when Brad Suggs looked extremely strong to pick up the win and work himself into the Final Four. And even in the closing stages, things got turned around. David Weishart, still your leader. Let's take a look on his gearbox. That you're looking at the sheriff car. That is Travis McDaniel. And right behind him, in his silhouette mostly, is the 42 of Garrett Grant, the black and white car. The lights are coming on here in Texas. The sky is getting a little darker already. We're going to settle this thing under the lights. And let's go and ride along here with Garrett Grant in third position. Keep an eye on his hands to see how the car is handling, if he's fighting that car or not. I do believe that everything has been settled in a little bit better than the first few laps when we saw a couple of guys get loose. But it looks like Garrett Grant has got that car well under control here in third position. As you can see on your left side of your screen, the lap times are extremely close. Within a couple of hundredths of a second. Behind Garrett Grant, we see Todd Guess has picked up fourth position from Brad Suggs. So Todd Guess is working his way forward here. It looks like he's running pretty strong, and he may have just opted to take it easy for the first few laps and save those tires. Of course, the guys that are not in the Final Four are still working for points. They might want to pick up that stage win. Brad Suggs into fifth position. Chris Seidenfaden, and it looks like Garrett Grant is coming alongside here with Travis McDaniel. He is now moving himself into the second spot with McDaniel on the high side, trying to fight back, going into 1 and 2. It looks like McDaniel is slotting in right behind the 42 car there. Trying again on the inside. It looked like he's a little bit loose coming off the turn. He's trying to get that nose back underneath the 42. And it's working. It's working into 3 and 4. He is back underneath and picks up that second spot once again. These guys are extremely close and extremely even. Garrett Grant now back into third spot. And let's keep an eye and see if Todd Guess will be able to close in on those guys. I do believe the pace is extremely high. As said, they should be able to make that first stage on fuel, especially with one yellow. It might be a little bit tricky without a yellow, but the fuel window should be right around 57 to 60 laps. Todd Guess does seem to be gaining a little bit, and it looks like Seidenfaden has caught back up with Brad Suggs. These three guys are 4th, 5th, and 6th, and they're fighting for position as well. There you see Seidenfaden going underneath Brad Suggs in the 33 car. Oh, he's not quite close enough at the moment. He's trying once again. In turn 1 and 2, he gets it underneath that 33. Let's see how he comes off the turn. The higher line for Brad Suggs works a little bit better coming off the turn. He hangs on to 5th position for now. Let's check on your leaders once again. David Weishart. Travis McDaniel has caught back up with him, and it looks like Garrett Grant is dropping back a couple of car lengths. And it looks like Todd Guess is closing in on Garrett Grant. Travis McDaniel, your second place car there. Right behind David Weishart in the number 4. Let's ride along with McDaniel here. Oh, it looks like McDaniel is deciding to go into the pits. He is pulling a strategic move on the other guys. He is the first one to dive into the pits, and he's being followed by Jeff Hollingsworth as well. So they're not sure that they can make that first stage on the fuel that they have. They are opting to go into the pits, and it looks like Chet Martin, teammate to McDaniel, is opting to do the same thing. Let's keep an eye here on the number 2 car in the first pit stall. That's Travis McDaniel taking tires. In the background, you see the red car of Chet Martin, and they're losing a lap on the field as we speak. Travis is back out. Jeff Hollingsworth is coming back out. And McDaniel is ready with his service and coming back out. Patrick Howard has opted to do the same thing. And meanwhile, it is David Weishart in front. He is leading the race. He has Garrett Grant about a second behind him now. And Garrett Grant is coming under pressure from Todd Guess. Brad Suggs is still in fourth there. Chris Seidenfaden is behind Brad Suggs. So that order has not changed. It looks like Seidenfaden comes off that turn, sliding a little bit again. Nicholas Wing bringing it back out of the pits here. He pitted as well. And there you see the counter move of... Garrett Grant gets it wrong coming into the pit lane. Oh my gosh, that is a costly mistake there. A little bit too fast coming into pit road. Look at that. Off of turn 4. It is a tricky thing. You have to time it right. And it looks like he gets a little bit of a tap there. That's what caused it. He was slowing down in front of Todd Guess, and Todd Guess was not aware of him going down to pit road. Tapped him on the back end, and that caused him to go sideways into the pit lane. I hope he didn't pick up a penalty there for speeding and coming in too hot. David Weishart in his pit stall here. Right behind him, you see Seidenfaden and Grant coming in his pit box as we speak. It means that Brad Suggs and Todd Guess are also in the pits now. Let's bring her back up live. Brad Suggs and Todd Guess are also in the pits, and the top guys are back out. And it looks like David Weishart will be picking up the lead here from Suggs and Todd Guess, as they are still on pit road for their service. There you have it. McDaniel picks up the lead. It'll be Weishart in second. And it looks like the pit stops have stretched the field out a little bit. Travis McDaniel is 4 seconds ahead of these two guys here. It's Jeff Hollingsworth in third place. He's also pitted, so he picked up a couple of positions. Chris Seidenfaden in fourth. Brad Suggs in fifth. Garrett Grant in sixth, trying to work his way past Suggs once again. So Garrett Grant, unfortunately, with that mishap, he dropped back to fifth position, lost 2 positions there. You can still see the damage on the back end of his car. He did not get that fixed yet. I hope that is not going to hinder him. It looks like the rear spoiler is still in the correct position, but damage on a track like this can cost you sometimes. The airflow is extremely important. So Brad Suggs in 6th, it's Todd Guess now in 7th, Chet Martin hanging on to 8th. And let's bring her back up front. It is Travis McDaniel, and it looks like David Weishart is closing in on him already. He's brought it back down from 4 seconds to 3.8. Jeff Hollingsworth is having trouble to stay with David Weishart there. Now it looks like it's back up a little bit. No, 3.8. I'm sorry, my bad. Looking at the wrong interval there. Jeff Hollingsworth is in the third position, about a half a second behind Weishart. That is Chris Seidenfaden, also about a half a second behind Jeff Hollingsworth. Then Brad Suggs and Todd Guess and Garrett Grant are duking it out here, and it looks like Grant is in a bit of trouble. He is dropping back to 7th now, and I'm starting to wonder if that rear end is costing him as far as drag is concerned. The drag, folks, is the vacuum behind the car. When the car punches a hole in the air, the drag behind the car is what pulls the car back a little bit. And every damage you get on the rear end of the car can increase that drag a little bit. So maybe that's what's bothering Garrett Grant. But once again, folks, we still have a long ways to go. This can still go any which way. And Garrett Grant and Chad Martin, although they're 7th and 8th, I don't think they're out of it just yet. Anything is possible at the front, at the back. It is Travis McDaniel now catching up to Patrick Howard. He's going to be putting a lap on Howard fairly soon here. McDaniel staying on the lower side and Howard already choosing that higher side, being very clear about what he is doing towards the leader there. That is very good sportsmanship. That's the way we like to see it in these races. David Weishart, the distance to McDaniel is still about 3.8 seconds, so he's not really gaining all that much currently. And right behind him, it's Jeff Hollingsworth in 3rd, Chris Seidenfaden in 4th. Then further back about 5 seconds, we have Brad Suggs, Todd Guess, and Garrett Grant. And it looks like Garrett Grant is just putting all his effort in just staying with these guys. He can't really be a force to be reckoned with at this point. So yeah, I'm still wondering if he would have been better off taking that fast repair. But he might still save it for later. And like I said, folks, it's still a long ways to go. It doesn't mean that there is no chance for him at all. Let's go back up front. It's McDaniel leading the race. He's put a lap on Patrick Howard. David Weishart is going to be doing the same thing fairly shortly here. He gained about a half a second in the last few laps here, bringing it down to 3.2 seconds, the interval with Travis McDaniel. So it looks like David Weishart's doing good here. He's got Seidenfaden and Hollingsworth behind him. Let's ride along with David here for a little bit. Looking very smooth. Coming off turn 4 here into the tri-oval, past the flag stand. And into turn 1 and 2. And it looks from his hands that that car wants to drift a little bit, but he's easy on the throttle. He keeps it very, very smooth. He's bringing that distance under 3 seconds currently. So it looks like Travis McDaniel might be getting into a little bit of trouble already with the tires wearing faster than he wanted them to. 2.8 seconds. They still have Patrick Howard between the two of them. Let's check on your 3rd place driver. That is Chris Seidenfaden in the number 15 car. He has passed Jeff Hollingsworth. Brad Suggs is still in 5th, Todd Guess in 6th, Garrett Grant struggling to hang with these guys. About 4/10 of a second. He needs to stay in that draft, not to be dropping further back. Chad Martin is running by himself, 8 seconds further back. And then it's Nicholas Wing by himself there in 9th position, and Patrick Howard now getting a lap, or close to getting a lap down from the 2nd place driver, David Weishart. Now he's taking the inside line, telling Weishart to go around, and he does so. He lets the 2nd place driver by without giving him any trouble, and now it's Seidenfaden doing the same thing underneath. Patrick Howard is doing a very good job there. And trust me, when you're racing at these speeds, fighting your own car probably a little bit, and then also having to watch your mirror and making sure you're trying to communicate with these guys by showing a good line, that is not an easy task to do. Travis McDaniel in the lead. The lead is shrinking a little bit once more. It is down to 2.1 seconds at the moment. So Weishart seems to be a little bit quicker. And from the lap times, the last lap time, Weishart was about 1/10 of a second quicker than Travis. So it does look like he's inching towards that number 2 car. Seidenfaden is hanging with Weishart's by about a constant 0.3 of a second. He is not losing, he's not gaining. Hollingsworth has dropped back a little bit further. Now 3 seconds separate him from Seidenfaden. And about 2 seconds further back, we see Todd Guess, Brad Suggs, and Garrett Grant. It looks like Todd's guess is walking away from him a little bit, and Garrett Grant still struggling to stay in that draft of Brad Suggs. Let's go bring her back up to the second place and third place driver. That's David Weishart, Chris Seidenfaden. Lap 47, we're closing in on that first stage. We will go yellow in lap 61 when the stage is finished. That'll give him another shot at getting some new rubber and some new tires. David Weishart closing in on the leader. It is now under 2 seconds, 1.4. You can see him closing in there. Let's ride along with David once again. There in the distance you see Travis McDaniel, the white car. No back markers in between these guys now. And the gap is shrinking. It's 1.3. It looks like Travis is having a little bit more trouble with his tires. He's running a 29.9, 29.7 for Weishart. So yeah, David is definitely closing that gap little by little. And if we look out the rear of Weishart's car, that is Seidenfaden. Seidenfaden seems to be hanging with Weishart pretty good. It is now 0.5 of a second back to him. There you can see the differences between the guys. McDaniel about a second now on Weishart. Seidenfaden 0.6 behind Weishart. And you can see that the difference is shrinking a little bit there between McDaniel and Weishart. McDaniel ran a 30.0 and Weishart running a 29.8. So he's 0.2 of a second quicker per lap at this point. And as you can tell in the box on the right bottom of your screen, that distance is shrinking, and it looks like Seidenfaden is having trouble to keep up with Weishart there. Seidenfaden is also a little bit quicker than McDaniel, so they might, all three of them might be coming back together here in the next few laps. Lap 52, we have 9 more laps before the end of stage number 1. For these guys, the stage win is not really a big issue, but for the guys that are still running for points, the stage might still be important. The 4 drivers in the final 4: Travis McDaniel, your current leader; David Weishart, your current second place driver; Chad Martin currently in 7th position. It looks like Hollingsworth has dropped back. I'm not sure if something happened to him. I don't see him. He's out of the race. He may have crashed. We missed that. That is helpful for Chad Martin, one of our top 4 drivers here in the playoffs. He is now running in 7th. Garrett Grant, your 4th driver of the top 4, the final 4, I should say. He is running in 6th, and he is having some trouble keeping up with Brad Suggs. And once again, I am just wondering if he would have been better off getting that car fixed. He looks a little bit loose coming off turn 2. But he's hanging on, and that pit stop, that yellow that'll come up in lap 61 will definitely help him and bunch the field back up together. He should get his car fixed then probably, and that'll probably put him back in contention. And as you can see here, Weishart is now definitely closing in rapidly on McDaniel. 0.3 of a second now. Seidenfaden having a little bit more trouble keeping up. He is in the 3rd place with about 1.6 seconds. There you see Nicholas Wing going to the side for these guys. Once again, just like Howard, that's good driving. Howard is currently in the pit. Not sure what's going on with him. He pitted earlier, so he may just be opting for new tires. There, that looks like he's taking tires. Looks like he just wore out his tires. There you have it. Weishart has caught up with McDaniel. He is now definitely catching that draft from the number 2 car on the main straightaway going into lap 57, folks. Just closing in on the end of that first stage here. And for the championship, that stage really won't make any difference. David Weishart close behind now. Let's ride along with him just a little bit here. I guess the playoffs here at the Rivalry Racing Cup Series is the only time you would want to be chasing the sheriff's car. Oh, look at what a save that was. Unbelievable. David Weishart, let's bring that back for you really quickly here. Coming off the turn. Look at the number 4 car there. Slip sliding. You saw him correct when we were in car. Beautiful work. Beautiful skill. Unbelievable. These guys are so good at that. Chris Seidenfaden hanging on to 3rd position, almost 3 seconds back. Let's go back up front here with David Weishart and Travis McDaniel. Your top 2 drivers, lap 59. One more lap to go in that first stage. At the end of lap 60, that will be settled. And once again, it looks like that number 4 car is just a tad loose on the back end, but he's catching it once again. He's hanging with the number 2 there in the draft. Both of them looking very smooth here. Final lap of the first stage. It looks like Travis McDaniel is going to pick up that stage win here. There you have it. Travis McDaniel picks up that first stage win and will be going yellow here shortly. The cars are already slowing down. They know that that's what the rules are. Travis McDaniel wins the first stage in front of David Weishart. There you hear the call of race control. The yellow flag is out. Chris Seidenfaden in 3rd. Todd Guess in 4th. Brad Suggs in 5th. Garrett Grant still in 6th. Chad Martin in 7th. And Nicholas Wing in 8th. Patrick Howard is still in it. Ooh, it looks like Grant here gets in trouble a little bit. Let's bring back what happens. Ooh, he's just a little bit off guard there, not paying attention when the field in front of him starts to slow down. So the guys will bunch up behind the pace car here, and then the pit lane will be opened up for them so they can get tires and fuel for the first part of the final stretch of this race. There you see them bunching up behind the pace car on the backstretch. And I'm fairly sure that pretty much everybody will be coming in. They can use that new rubber. And then obviously in the final stretch of the race we will have what is it, 90 laps to go, something like that. So they will definitely be coming in for fuel again. We might once again see some tactical moves there, some strategic pit stops right around before the mark of 55, 56 laps to go. So right around lap 95 to 100, I'm expecting some people to be coming in already. Oh, it looks like Brad Suggs overshot his pit there. We can bring that back for you. There, he overshoots his pit. He's got to back it up into his own box. Those mistakes are costly. Travis McDaniel beats out David Weishart. Seidenfaden in 3rd. Todd Guess in 4th. Brad Suggs in 5th. Garrett Grant in 6th, Chad Martin, Nicholas Wing, and Patrick Howard. So nobody really gained anything from these pit stops position-wise. Obviously, they gained something strategic wise. They all have their fuel. They all have their excuse me, their fuel and their tires. It looks like Patrick Howard did stay out. He pitted on lap 53, so his tires. Oh, he's a lap down. He can't come in until now. That's true. There you see him. He's coming in now. He's hanging on there. Back into the pits for some tires and fuel, and I don't believe that car has any damage. And let's go check. Speaking of damage, on the 42 there, it does look like he got that stuff fixed. He took that fast repair, it looks like. So Garrett Grant will probably be back in contention here. But obviously he's fighting people that are on as fresh sets of tires as he is. So let's see how that's going to play out for him. Hopefully he'll be working his way back to the front. Chad Martin and Garrett Grant there at the back of the pack, but they are in the final four. They are in contention for that championship. Travis McDaniel up front. David Weishart in the second position. Chris Seidenfaden, Todd Guess. No changes because of the pit stops. Everybody came back out in the same order. Check on your racetrack temperature here. The track temperature is still about 69 degrees, so it's not getting any hotter. That's good news for the drivers. Lap 64, going into 65. Pace car lights did not go out, so we're doing another yellow lap still. Patrick Howard looks like he's back out and came back to the end of the field here, and we lost Jeff Hollingsworth. Unfortunately, we didn't see what happened to him. McDaniel and Weishart, not the first time we see these guys fighting for the lead, fighting for the win. Very good drivers. They are very capable of what they're doing, and with the time that I've spent with this league, I can tell you these guys are racing each other as clean as it can be, but also as hard as it can be. I mean, that's what you want to see in races like this. And even though the fields are a little bit small in this series, I do believe we see some great racing here in Cup cars. The future of this league is not quite certain at this point, I believe, but I hope they'll be coming back, but it doesn't look like it right now. But yeah, we need leagues like this, Cup car racing, and with a bunch of quality drivers that are willing to give each other the room to race, but nonetheless race each other as hard as they can. The lights on the pace car are back out now. It looks like we're going to go line them up for the restart. David Weishart on the outside, Seidenfaden on the inside, and then Todd Guess on the outside of the second row. Garrett Grant there on the high side of the third row, right next to Brad Suggs. Chad Martin on the inside there on the fourth row, and then Nicholas Wing and Patrick Howard. I'm thinking they're just trying to let this all happen in front of them. They're not a part of this fight. So we're setting ourselves up here for the final stretch, the final stage of this championship. We have a big cup to give away here tonight. It is a fight between McDaniel and Weishart at the moment, but I'm not counting out Martin and Grant at all. It looks like Todd Guess has got a little bit of damage on that rear end there. He's been touched by somebody. So now the trick is to find somebody with damage on the front, and then we'll know who it is. There we go. Travis McDaniel hits the gas, has a little bit of a jump on the rest of the guys. It looks like Seidenfaden comes to the inside of Weishart there for the second position. He picks that back up. It looks like David on the high side, Todd Guess on the inside, Garrett Grant there, right there with him. That looks like Garrett Grant had a good start and passed Brad Suggs. Seidenfaden now in the second position, the fourth car of David Weishart in the third spot. And I'm sure those teammates will be helping each other out by the time they really have to. Seidenfaden is no longer in contention for the championship, but Weishart is, obviously. So I'm sure Seidenfaden is going to try to... Ooh, Seidenfaden has one of those moments once again. Catches that car beautifully. Todd Guess has taken advantage of that, coming underneath of David Weishart. Weishart now dropping back to fourth, and he picks up Garrett Grant in his draft there. There you see Seidenfaden, Weishart, and Grant, all three of them. For a moment there, they were bumper to bumper, and now it looks like Seidenfaden goes to the outside, letting those guys go by. Not sure if it's entirely voluntarily, because it looked like he was a little bit loose there. But now it's Todd Guess separating McDaniel from Weishart and Grant. Not for long, I don't think, because there comes Weishart right behind that number one car. On the inside. Yes, already on the inside of the number one car there. The one car tries to keep him down. And it looks like Weishart slots in behind him again. Garrett Grant right there with him. Seidenfaden right there with him. Brad Suggs right there with him. A train of cars there. Second through, second through sixth position there. Weishart once again on the bumper of that number one car guy going underneath. And it looks like Todd Guess has got a good car underneath him there. Hanging with the leader. Garrett Grant now coming wide. 3 wide. Seidenfaden has... Ooh, we have a caution. Something has happened. That is an unusual feat here. Oh, it looks like the number 12 of Nicholas Wing taps the outside wall, and then he gets stuck on that inside wall, and he has taken a tow to the pit. So, that slows everything down for a moment here. Everybody gets to catch their breath. Travis McDaniel still in the lead, and I will say Todd Guess is doing really good work there in second position, holding off David Weishart and Garrett Grant. It looks like on that final stretch before we went yellow, Brad Suggs has picked up fifth position from Seidenfaden. Yep, and Chad Martin is in seventh. Nicholas Wing has gone to the pits. I hope he still had his fast repair. What you see now, nothing happening. That is the time that iRacing is calculating for that tow that he took. And yeah, look at that. Everybody coming in. Do they think they can make it on fuel? I doubt that they can. Lap 72. Going into 73, so that's a bit of a stretch to think that you can make it on fuel, but nonetheless, fresh rubber never hurts. There you see them all pretty much at the same time pulling in that pit stall. It's McDaniel pulling out in first position, then it's Weishart and Garrett Grant picking up a couple of positions on the pit lane here, so he's now back in third. Todd Guess in fourth, Chris Seidenfaden in fifth, Brad Suggs in sixth, Chad Martin comes out in seventh, and Nicholas Wing is still waiting there to get that car fixed. I'm not so sure if he's going to. Let's hope for the best here for Nicholas. on the final race here of the season. It's always good to end the season on a good note, and that is no different for Nicholas Wing than it is for any of these other guys. Patrick Howard now running in the 8th position, so he has gone by the number 12 of Wing in the standings. They are a lap down from the leaders. And I don't still see any action here at Nicholas Wing's pit stall, so I'm kind of thinking he has decided to call it a night. Maybe they already had a fast repair on that car, and the repairs will take a bit longer that way. We'll have to wait and see. He hasn't left the race, so we might still see him come back up to finish this thing up. Travis McDaniel in front, Weishart second, Garrett Grant in third, and your final 4 competitor Chad Martin is still in 7th. Like I said, don't count anyone out. Anything can happen. No matter how well we all try to race clean, stuff happens every now and again. We saw that a big example of that last week in Phoenix between Weishart and Suggs. And it looks like Nicholas Wing is... Nope, he's left. I'm sorry. He has left. Nicholas Wing is out of the race. Unfortunate for him. I'm sure he would have liked to finish this season in a better spot than that, but it is what it is, folks. Your final 4 still all in the race. McDaniel, Weishart, Grant, and Brett and Chet Martin. Martin running in the 7th position there. Final car on the lead lap. As long as he can stay on the lead lap, I still don't count him out. Lights on the pace car are still on, so let's step aside for just a few seconds from a word from one of our sponsors. And there we're back, coming down into the tri-oval. I'm expecting those lights to go out as we pass the flag stand here. Yep, there you have it. We're going to line them up again and get the final stage here back underway. Lap 77 will be our first lap under green racing. So I think it's a bit of a tall order to try and make that on this one fuel stop that we just did, but I'm fairly sure we're going to see people somewhere around maybe lap 100, 110, maybe a little bit later now, make a final fuel stop and pick up some fresh tires for the finale. There you see them coming at you on the backstretch here, nicely lined up. Garrett Grant in 3rd position, did good work on pit lane there. Chet Martin in the 41 there, catching up to the field. There we go. Travis McDaniel hits the gas. He's it looks like David Weishart was indeed paying attention, and he picks up second position. Garrett Grant in third there, with Todd Guess on his outside, Brad Suggs on the inside there. And it looks like up front, Weishart's running a little bit wide off the turn there. Garrett Grant staying on the defensive here from Todd Guess. He holds on to third position for now. Brad Suggs and Todd Guess right behind him. That was Suggs behind Garrett there. Seidenfaden in the sixth position, and then Chet Martin in seventh. And let's see where Patrick Howard is. There he is. Not really sure what happened to him, but he looks like he's slowing down, dropping back. Travis McDaniel in first. Now it's Garrett Grant picking up the second position from David Weishart. Suggs now in fourth. Todd Guess in fifth. There you see them coming down. And it looks like Todd Guess and Brad Suggs are side by side for that fourth position. It is actually Chet Martin running the fastest lap time here, but that's partly because he's got 6 cars in front of him punching a hole in the air for him. Garrett Grant in second, Weishart in third. Garrett Grant is challenging Travis now for the lead. Going into turn 1, and it looks like Weishart is on that bottom side right behind Grant, also coming underneath McDaniel. Garrett Grant picks up the lead. Travis McDaniel is fighting off David Weishart there on the outside. It looks like Weishart picks up second position. McDaniel now in third with Todd Guess right behind him. Ooh, these guys are racing awfully close here. Suggs and Guess right behind the leaders. Seidenfaden hanging on there by himself, and then Chet Martin a little bit further back. Weishart still fighting off McDaniel for the second spot on the high side. It's the number 2 of McDaniel. And he's got to be careful coming down because Suggs is pushing that nose underneath him as well. But it looks like they're going single file finally. With Garrett Grant in first, David Weishart in second, and Travis McDaniel now in third. And it looks like those teammates are ready to help each other out here and try to put some distance on McDaniel. Bit of a car length in between there now. That doesn't mean all that much, because those guys working together, they are punching a huge hole in that air. So McDaniel will get a huge draft of both of those guys. Brad Suggs is hanging with McDaniel there in the draft as well. And you can tell that Weishart and Grant are not really battling each other. They're just trying to help each other for now. And I'm sure that just before the finish, if it would be a situation just before the finish, it'd be different. But right now, it looks, you can tell they're pushing each other. What they're trying to do is see if they can put distance on Travis McDaniel, and then they'll duke it out later between the two of them. But Travis McDaniel is fighting back hard. You can tell he's gaining on. Oh, no! Oh, that is pretty much the worst case scenario you can think of right here. Two teammates misunderstanding what they're doing. Let's bring that back. They're trying to work together, pushing each other and bump drafting. And then it's Grant going down. Weishart is actually going down first, and Grant is thinking he keeps getting that push, and he's not. He was trying to pass him. That is really unfortunate for Garrett Grant. That fast repair has been used up, and the other title contender here, Chet Martin, is becoming a victim of this as well. Let's see how that happened. This is Martin, and there in front of him, it's the 42 washing up the track. Nothing he can do. He's going way too fast to make any kind of a steering escape there or hitting the brakes. That would have just put him in the wall as well. So very, very unfortunate for Chad Martin. I hope he still has that faster pair left. He's in the pits. He is in the pits. I think he made it to his pit stall there. He probably took a tow. Hopefully he can get that machine fixed up and back out on the track. Everybody else coming back down pit road. Big misunderstanding between Weishart and his teammate Garrett Grant. And that is going to hurt Garrett Grant because he's already used up that faster pair. So that car is not going to look a whole lot better when we get back on track again. That is very, very unfortunate. And that's what I mean, folks. Anything can happen no matter how hard you try to race and try to race each other clean. Stuff just happens between the best of drivers. McDaniel back out in the lead. Weishart in second. Todd Guest picks up third position because of all of this. Brad Suggs fourth. Seidenfaden fifth. And Garrett Grant is still waiting there in the pit on repairs. Chad Martin ditto. He's looks like they both already used up their faster pairs. Chad Martin, however, may be waiting on a tow. I'm not sure about that, but I know that Garrett Grant has used up that faster pair in the earlier pit stop there, right around lap 60, and I can hear the engines running. If at all, he will be coming out before the guys hit the pit lane entry. He'll be coming out and maybe come back in for more repairs later. He doesn't want to go a lap down. And if those leaders come on the main straightaway there by the flag stand, the exit to the pit lane will be closed. So he has to come out a little bit early. And that car is going to be hurting for airflow. I can guarantee you that. That is going to cost him top speed and probably a lot. Let's see if he comes back down on pit road to get some more repairs on there. Nope, he's opting to stay out like this. It looks like Chad Martin is still there. And Howard is still there. So Garrett Grant, oh, there we have Howard going back out. And Martin is still sitting there. I feel worried for him. Tough luck for Garrett Grant there. Miscommunication maybe, I don't know. Those guys should be on the radio with each other, but for some reason David decided to go to the left fairly early, and then Grant thought that he was supposed to be in front of there to try and work together, but that's not what they were intending to do. It didn't look like it. And Garrett ends up spinning around, being hit by Chet Martin as well. Let's see if Martin is still moving. Nope, he's still in the pit there. Very, very unfortunate turn of events here. Well, that basically narrows it down a little bit more between Travis McDaniel and David Weishart for the championship. With Chad Martin still on pit road and Garrett Grant with a fairly damaged car, I would not expect him to be able to be in contention anymore, unfortunately. So this thing's going to get settled between these two guys here, the number 2 of Travis McDaniel and the number 4 of David Weishart. Martin still in pit road. No signs of movement or repairs. Todd Guess in third. He was running strongly already before that incident. Together with Brad Suggs there, they were hanging with the leaders. really, really well. Seidenfaden also sticking with these guys. And we're going to be looking at, we're going to keep an eye on Garrett Grant. Ooh, it looks like Seidenfaden and Grant are going into the pits once again. And it looks like the guys are lining them up already, so it makes you kind of wonder why they didn't do that before, especially Garrett Grant. So they're choosing to get some extra fuel in there. They're thinking 61, 62 laps. It's going to get close. If we have another couple of yellows, they might make it on fuel. Seidenfaden ready to go back out. Grant is probably trying to get some more repairs there. Like I said, before they reach the back the turn 4 there, he would still be okay. I wouldn't wait too long because they're going to get racing again and they're going to be up to speed. And then Grant will have no chance of catching up with him. Yeah, that's taken too long. That is taking too long. That's not a good sign. All right, let's bring her back up here because these guys are going to be hitting the gas anytime soon. And Garrett Grant is still in the pit. Not moving. Yeah, that's not a good sign. There he goes. Travis McDaniel hits the gas early. Pulls a couple of car lengths on David Weishart here, and it's Todd Guest coming to the inside of the number 4 car. Side by side into turn 1. 3-4 car lengths between them and McDaniel. Suggs is pulling there with the number 1. Ooh, going really low there. Side by side. 3 wide into turn 3 there, folks. And that's what I call skilled racing. These guys can do that. It looks like Suggs backed out of it on the lower side, but these guys can do that. And there's not many leagues where you can see guys go 3 wide on a high-speed oval like this. Beautiful. David Weiss, oh, Todd Guest is getting sideways there, coming off turn 2, and it gives David Weishart the chance to pull back in front of him. Suggs there still running in 4th, Seidenfaden in 5th. Yeah, it looks like Garrett Grant and Chet Martin have are still in the pits, so it looks like they're going to not finish this race. That means that the title fight is going to be between Travis McDaniel and David Weishart, your 2 leaders here, with Todd Guest, in the 3rd place, and Brad Suggs in 4th, Chris Seidenfaden in 5th. Todd Guest and Brad Suggs doing really good here. Looks like Todd Guest is running the quickest lap of the race currently, 28.56. And it catches up with the 2 leaders there. Look at that. He's putting that bumper right underneath the tail end of the number 4. The number 4 going low to challenge McDaniel. And Todd Guest is staying right there with the number 4 on that inside line. That makes it hard for Travis McDaniel to come down. Todd Guest, Weishart saves that car. Unbelievable. He saves it. McDaniel has to lift probably. And Todd Guest picks up the lead here. What a situation that was. And there you see Suggs also coming to the inside of Travis McDaniel, picking up 3rd position now. Boy, this race is sure not over yet, with Todd Guest taking advantage of a little bit of a loose moment there from Weishart, picking up the lead. Travis McDaniel now back in front of Suggs. On the tail end of this group, it's Chris Seidenfaden hanging on. This is still anybody's race. Weishart closing back in on the number 1 car. Going to the outside. Oh, Travis McDaniel sticking that nose underneath the 4 now. Back onto the backstretch. It's Todd Guest still in front. It's Weishart and McDaniel side by side behind him. And it looks like McDaniel is hanging on there. Suggs right behind these two guys. He's profiting from a huge hole in the air made by 3 cars in formation. Seidenfaden having a little bit more trouble keeping up. McDaniel still on the inside, Weishart on the outside. Unbelievable. Now it looks like McDaniel gets that car in front of the 4. Nah, the 4 is still fighting back. Look at that. And McDaniel going underneath Todd Guest now, picking up the lead into turn 1 and 2. Weishart on his tail. A reversed situation now. Weishart and Todd Guest side by side with Brad Suggs hanging on in 4th position. Todd Guest seems to be locked out on the outside there. Well, but he slots in right behind the number 4. McDaniel is back in the lead. Weishart back in 2nd. Todd Guest had his moment of fame there. What a move that was to bring it into the lead. And I don't think he's out of it just yet. Brad Suggs now trying to fight him in 4th. Seidenfaden hanging on to 5th there in the back end of this group. This is where the action is. David Weishart hanging with McDaniel. Coming to the inside. Lap 100. And it looks like they're stretching out a little bit now. But that doesn't mean much just yet. It's still pretty much a group of 5, and it's still anybody's race. Now it's Weishart coming to the inside. Side by side, coming off of turn 2. And once again, they're giving each other the room to race. Weishart picks up the lead in turn 3 and 4. On to the main straightaway into the tri-oval. It is David Weishart that picks up the lead. Travis McDaniel fighting back hard on that outside. Todd Guest fighting with Suggs there, side by side for 3rd place. Seidenfaden picking up anything that they leave open. 5 drivers here fighting for the... Oh, no. The moment Weishart was steering down, it was Travis McDaniel on his inside there. Ooh, that looks bad. Let's bring that back for you real quickly here. Watch the first 2 cars. It's Travis McDaniel diving to that inside, and he taps Weishart on that left rear panel there. Weishart saves it. And then it looks like his steering might be damaged. I'm not sure why he steered that in the wall, maybe trying to get on the gas a little too quickly. Meanwhile, we did see Garrett Grant go back out. That is really unfortunate there, what happened. It leaves us with Todd Guest in the lead with a good distance on Chris Seidenfaden, Brad Suggs, Travis McDaniel in 4th, David Weishart going into the pits in 5th. That is a good decision. He's close enough to make it on fuel, so he might as well just get that car fixed, get some new tires, fuel it up to the end, and get going once again. Hopefully another yellow will bring him back together. I'm saying David Weishart is still not out of this. Travis McDaniel still rolling. And let's keep an eye out for his car and see if there's any damage to it. I don't believe there is. It looks like Suggs has been hit in the back somewhere. It looks a little bit crumbled up there underneath that spoiler. So Travis McDaniel now picks up 3rd position from Brad Suggs, and it does look like McDaniel has a little bit of right rear damage there. That shouldn't hurt him too much. And let's go see about David Weishart. I believe he's got that car fixed up. He is back in the race. He's a lap down from the leaders now, but that will even out when the leaders go back into the pits. And the best thing that can happen to him now is a yellow where he can stay out while the others take a pit stop. Martin still not moving. Garrett Grant is back out. Todd Guess is your leader currently. 1.5 seconds ahead of Chris Seidenfaden. Travis McDaniel in third. Brad Suggs in the fourth position. And Patrick Howard, no less, in fifth position ahead of David Weishart. There you see David Weishart. Let's go check on Travis here, because right now, if it stays like this, he would be the champion. The highest finisher of the four. And it looks like Todd Guess is going into the pits, as is Seidenfaden. So they're not expecting a yellow. They're deciding to go in for tires and fuel. That'll take him to the end. That is good news for Dave Weishart. Although a yellow would help him even more, obviously. Travis McDaniel staying out. Brad Suggs staying out. They're running 1 and 2 now. Lap 110 of 150, so we have 41 laps to go. Todd Guess coming back out of the pits here. Seidenfaden already back out. He's in front of Todd Guess, so he picked up that position from Todd Guess in the pit lane, and Patrick Howard and David Weishart have also gone by Todd Guess as he pitted. So that pit stop was not the best he could hope for. He's now running in sixth position. Travis McDaniel, Brad Suggs are a lap ahead of these guys, but they still need to pit. And for McDaniel and Suggs, one reason to wait with the pit stop could be that if they would be lucky enough for a yellow to come out, that would mean that they would not give up that lap they have on the guys now. And that would mean, we see Brad Suggs not waiting for that scenario. He's coming into the pits as we speak. Yeah, that back end is a little bit crumbled up there. Ooh, it looks like once, does he overshoot his pit lane? No, he's in the right box. Travis McDaniel in the lead, picks up another lap. So McDaniel is now really the only one on the lead lap. But that'll even out when he pits. And he last pitted on lap 85. So let me see. He will have fuel to make it to right around lap 125 or something like that, 130. But then again, he's on older tires, and his lap times are definitely slower than the guys that are in pursuit. Not that they're not going to make the lap up on track that easy, but it means that the longer Travis stays out, the longer he's running on older tires and running slower laps, and that'll bunch him back up even if he pits under green. So let's see what Travis decides to do. It'll be a bit of a gamble. You can gamble and stay out and hope for a yellow. That would definitely help. But if that yellow doesn't come, it's going to hurt him. If that yellow doesn't come, but that's talking in hindsight, obviously, if that yellow doesn't come, he should have pitted earlier. But that's like, Best coaches are on the grandstand. That's always true. I'm not the one out there trying to make this work. All I can do is tell you whether it worked or not. Let's check on David. David Weishart is right behind Todd Guess. That tells me that Todd Guess has passed him. Because when they came out of the pits, Todd Guess was behind Weishart. So Todd Guess is doing something right on track here. It may not have worked in the pit lane that well, but he passed both Weishart and Suggs. He's doing a great job. Chris Seidenfaden is still in second here. There we have McDaniel going into the pits. He decided to go into the pit. So now when he comes out, now it's going to be interesting to see where they all pan out here. And once again, this fight is now between Travis McDaniel and and David Weishart. Garrett Grant is 9 laps down. The only chance he still has is when Weishart and McDaniel would fail to finish, and would do so 9 laps before the end. Seidenfaden picks up the lead as McDaniel comes back out of the pits. Suggs goes by, Weishart goes by, so Travis McDaniel is now in 5th position behind Weishart. And there's about 3 seconds already between them, and McDaniel still has to come up to speed. But obviously he is now on the freshest tires, so that 4 to 5 seconds deficit that he has, that would not be impossible to overcome. Lap 119, 32 laps to go. It is now Seidenfaden in the lead. Todd Guess in second. Brad Suggs in third. David Weishart in the number 4 car in 4th position in front of Travis McDaniel by 4.6 seconds. And this is really the fight for the championship. David Weishart and Travis McDaniel. So McDaniel on the fresher tires currently, looking to close that gap of about 4.4 seconds now to David Weishart. We'll have to keep an eye on these two guys. Let's check on your leader real quick. Seidenfaden doing good work up front. He's 4 seconds ahead of Todd Guess. Guess has got Brad Suggs right behind him there for the second spot. And they have about 1.7 seconds on David Weishart. And Travis McDaniel is reeling in David Weishart fairly rapidly, actually. He's a second per lap quicker than Weishart. So that means that in about 5 or 6 laps, he'll be back on the tail end of Weishart's car. And that is quite a strong run he's having here. Let's check on David. He's really a sitting duck there. You can see Travis in the background coming at him already. Let's see if we can have a little bit wider angle here. There is McDaniel in the background, chasing after David Weishart. There you see him. And when we get to the backstretch, there you have him. Already less than a second. It's going really quickly. Weishart last lap time 30 seconds. McDaniel 29, so he's a second a lap quicker still. Like I said, that just takes him 5 or 6 laps and he'll be there. And he's already going underneath him, coming onto the backstretch. He picks up that 4th position from David Weishart. Does David have damage on his car, maybe? I can't really tell, but we're going to close in on that car a little bit and see if we can find out, because that difference is awfully big. I don't see any damage on that car. It could just be the tires, fresher tires, by about 15 laps. That would be the difference that you saw right there. Travis McDaniel now in 4th position, walking away from Weishart by about a second. And that means that currently, if the situation doesn't change, Travis McDaniel would be your champion. Tough night for David. Patrick Howard coming into the pits. Ooh, that car is smoking. What happened to him? Did he have a mistake there? Yes, he did. Ooh, he got offline there, got underneath the white line on the apron and nosed it into the wall. We're not going yellow because he goes right back into the pits there, not on the race line, so no yellow flag. Straight into the pits. Hopefully he can get her back fixed up again. Oh, that doesn't look good for Patrick Howard here. That means that Garrett Grant might be picking up another position there shortly in about 3 laps. He still has to pass Patrick Howard 3 times. Let's check on your leader. That is Chris Seidenfaden there in the number 15 car. 3.6 seconds ahead of Brad Suggs and Todd Guest, who are fighting for that 2nd position as we speak. Todd Guest on the inside. And look who's catching up with them already. That is Travis McDaniel. He is not going to be happy with a 4th place finish on this final race. He wants more. McDaniel right behind Guess and Suggs. Side by side into the turn 4. I'm sorry, that is turn 2. Ooh, 3 wide there on the backstretch. Looks like McDaniel comes underneath the both of them and picks up 2nd position in half a lap here. Passes the both of them on newer tires fairly easy. So Guess and Suggs now left to fight for 3rd position. Still side by side on the backstretch. Into turn 3. Looks like Todd Guess is inching ahead now, coming off a 4. Oh, Suggs bounces, hits the wall. Oh, they touch. Oh, what a save. Once again, my friends, that is not easy what he's doing there. Let's bring that back here and go in the car. Behind us is Suggs, and he taps the back end. There you see it happening. Look at that. Look at that. He saves that car 3 times in a row. That is some skill. That is some skill. Unbelievable. What happened to Brad Suggs? He dropped back a couple of car lengths. Weishart still in 5th. He's hanging on there. Doesn't seem to be having the speed anymore. McDaniel is still about a half a second a lap quicker. McDaniel seems to be going after Seidenfaden now. 2 seconds and going down. Man, that was some good work there by Todd Guess. I'll tell you that. That was close to disaster as you could possibly come. And it looks like Suggs is fighting that car a little bit there. Let's ride along with Brad Suggs. Especially these spots here where the banking drops off. That's where the rear end gets a little light. Now he washes up a little bit. Those tires are not that new anymore. Yeah, he's being really careful now. Running a 30.1. And let's go check on McDaniel. He is gaining fairly rapidly on Chris Seidenfaden. and that's not going to take him too much trouble. He's just a lot quicker right now on those fresher tires. About a half a second, 6/10 of a second quicker per lap. Oh! Seidenfaden loses it on the exit of turn 4. Catches it back up. Unbelievable. Look at this. This is some skill driving. Look at the first car there. Oh my gosh, and that could have gone wrong so easy. Unbelievable. All right, that brings Travis McDaniel back in the lead. Lap 136, we have 15 laps to go. I don't like predicting stuff that quickly, but I think we're looking at the champion here. Weishart is in 5th. And his lap times are about 30.1, and that's about what McDaniel is running now. So the difference in tires is evened out by now, but McDaniel brought it all the way back to the front. And the lap times between those guys are all fairly even. McDaniel even coming back under the 30 seconds, by, well, not by much, but still. Seidenfaden running a 31. Oh, once again, oh my gosh, he's fighting that car. Let's go inside there. Let's go see. It looks to me like he's fighting that rear end. Every time they come off the turn, that rear end gets a little light. And that just has to do with the transition from the banking to the lesser banking of the backstretch and the main straightaway. Look at his hands. Ooh, there you see it once again. Loose coming off the turn. And let's see who that is behind him. That is Todd Guess picking back up some speed, it looks like. And he's trying to catch back up with Seidenfaden, because that second position still looks pretty appetizing to him. Brad Suggs is a little bit further back now, about 1.8 seconds. And Weishart still in 5th. Yeah, Weishart is 9 seconds behind your leader. Ooh, there we see Todd Guest coming to the inside of Seidenfaden. It definitely looks like Todd Guest has the better tires here. Seidenfaden right behind him now, not giving up. It looks like Todd Guess is now walking away from Seidenfaden. He loses about 1/10 of a second. Ooh, sliding once again. Seidenfaden is doing a terrific job keeping that car between the walls. Suggs is a little bit further back, and then it's Weishart. It looks like Weishart is gaining a little bit on Brett Suggs now. It's really not gonna matter probably. This man here, Travis McDaniel, is still out in front. He's now got about 4.5 seconds on Todd Guess. He is about 10.4 seconds ahead of David Weishart. And that is basically your battle for the championship, folks. Travis McDaniel is in good shape here in the number 2 car, going in the lap 145, 6 more laps to go. Let's go check on Garrett Grant here. He is still running in sixth position. He's 12 laps behind David Weishart, and he's running about 1.3, 1.4 seconds slower than everybody else. That front end is really hurting him. Let's go check on Howard. He's never left the pits since his last incident. Final race, laps are ticking down here. The Rivalry Racing Cup Series season finale. The final laps here are not the most exciting anymore. The deck's been shuffled, the race has been run. They got to bring it home now. But man, what a race we've seen. We've seen some guys doing some amazing work when it comes to catching a loose end, rear end of the car. Oh boy, that when Todd Guess and Brad Sooks got together there, that was some pretty amazing stuff. Three more laps to go for Travis McDaniel. And it looks like Travis is not even letting up all that much. He's still running a 30.1. At this time, he is the fastest car on the track. He gets the white flag as we come by the final, the flag stand. The final lap has been started. You're looking at the Rivalry Racing Cup Series champion Travis McDaniel bringing it home. He's been very strong in round 2 of the playoffs, and now here in the final. Travis McDaniel, folks, your winner in Texas, your winner of the Rivalry Racing Cup Series. That is your champion. Second place is going to be Todd Guess bringing it home in front of Chris Seidenfaden, who even has a moment on his in-lap here. Brad Suggs in 4th. David Weishart in 5th. We're going to try to talk to him as well and see what happened with that touch, if the car was damaged or not. Garrett Grant brings it home in 6th. And then we have 4 drivers that didn't make it to the finish: Patrick Howard, Chet Martin, Nicholas Wing, and Jeff Hollingsworth. Let's go back up to the front here. I'm sure we're going to see some celebrations here from Travis McDaniel, bringing it home in first place here in the Texas Motor Speedway. Final round of the playoffs of the season of Rivalry Racing Cup Series. Your champion, Travis McDaniel. He's pretty good at that. There you have it, folks. Let's bring up those results for you. If you hit the right buttons, they will come up. There you have him. Travis McDaniel, your champion. Todd Guess in second place, 5 seconds down. Chris Seidenfaden, 9 seconds down. Brad Suggs, 12 down. Weishart caught up with Suggs, but it wasn't enough. Garrett Grant brings it home, 12 laps down from your leader. Let's go find some guys to talk to there. Travis, this is Mark in the booth. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
First of all, man, congratulations on the championship. And congratulations on the win as well. This was some race here. I was nailed to my screen pretty much the whole time, except for the final 10 laps, maybe when you had it pretty much covered. Uh, Tell me talk me through this race here, sir. It looked like you were running really strong from the get go, and then there was just that little incident with Weishart.
Yeah. I thought I had position on him, and I thought he kind of cut into the corner too early. He may see it different. I don't know. He didn't say much to me on the radio after that, so he might see it different. That wasn't intentional. We can't block till 5 to go. So I thought when I went down to the inside, I was going to have that inside lane because I was on the inside of him. Maybe he thought that he was going to be able to run it in there and clear me, but uh, you know, I, it sucks that happened, but uh, I thought I had position. So as far as the way I see it, I thought I was there.
Well, I totally agree with you that none of this is intentional. Stuff like that happens when you're racing each other very hard for a championship. Obviously, it's not completely avoidable for stuff like that to happen. And, in the heat of the moment, people may flare up a little bit, but I agree with you that I don't believe it was intentional at all. That was not my suggestion whatsoever. I was just curious to see how you saw it, and you're pretty tired, aren't you?
Yeah, that was a long race.
Absolutely.
I was wondering if I had waited too long to pit, but I felt like once I got past a few of them, I was going to be able to be all right.
I was talking about that too as that was progressing. Those guys pitted earlier than you, and I was kind of looking at the lap times, and I'm thinking, you know what? I'm not sure what the gamble is that you're taking. If you're hoping for a yellow, then it would have worked out perfectly because a pit stop under green takes you a lap down. That's pretty obvious. And if you would have been able to pit under yellow, that would have saved you completely. But I was also thinking if you stay out too long with the tires wearing down, then that might hurt you in the end. And actually, when you pitted, you did come back after or behind Weishart, I believe, and then you had to work your way past everybody.
Yeah, I think it took two because he was pretty good ways behind. So I think that was his only option was to take two. But the other guys pitted at 108, and that's 42 to go. I felt like that was too many laps, and I knew how these tires fell off here. They didn't fall off a whole lot, but enough to where you were going to get burnt pretty good on the first 20 laps of somebody else's run. So once I caught David and then saw the distance to the other ones, I felt pretty confident I was going to be able to get around him. But yep,
Yeah,
four in a
you
row. So
yeah you actually make that look pretty easy when you went around Todd Guess and Brad Suggs there, both of them in one turn.
yeah, I figured they had a chance to wreck because they were racing hard and everybody else is wrecked tonight. So why not make it them too? But I felt like I needed to get around them. So preferably not three wide, but I had to get around them while I had a shot.
Well, it worked out pretty well for you, and regardless of that earlier incident, you were the quickest car on the track in the final stretch of the race. So, once again, Travis, congratulations on the championship. Congratulations on the race win. You've done an awesome job these past four races here. That's pretty unique to do it four times in a row, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming on board in a tough spot there. We only had 7 races left in the middle of the season, so I appreciate you coming on board. I appreciate these guys coming out for 3 years now. They've had four really good seasons with clean, hard racing. Maybe not so much here in the past couple of weeks, but the majority of the time it's fast, it's clean, and it's hard racing. But it's been fun. I appreciate everybody coming out over the past 3 years, and appreciate everybody watching. I know I got some shout outs with Lane, Clip, and my dad. And I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all spent God knows how many hours watching these things. So I appreciate it and supporting me. And Santa Rosa's finest got him one.
All right, once again, congratulations, sir. Let's go see if we can find Todd here. Todd, this is Mark in the booth. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. How you doing?
I'm doing really well, dude. I gotta bow down to you because you were getting together there with with Brad Suggs. not too far before the finish of the race, you guys got together, and I saw you save that car left, right, twice. I mean, I thought that was unbelievable. How'd you do that?
Oh, hard on the wheel, man. That was a scary moment for sure. And I'm not sure how I saved, to be honest with you, but um, that was fun, man. It's a fun track to run. Um, it's been a long season. Glad it came to an end like that with a good run, and wish there was more ahead of us.
Yeah, you looked pretty strong there in the middle part of the race, leading there for a little bit as well. I believe that you took the lead right there when Weishart got a little bit loose off the turn, and he had Garrett Grant there behind him, and Travis McDaniel was there as well, and you took the lead there at that point. Did you think you had something for these guys?
Um, I don't know, man. Those guys are so hard to run with. I mean, they race real good. I mean, they're fast every weekend, or every week rather. And I don't know. I run strong at Texas. I've had some success there in the past. I'd like to think I had a shot to win the race, and I think I probably would if I screwed up on that last pit stop, slid through my box, and had to back up. Travis probably still would have got me on that run with those little bit of fresher tires he had, but I don't know. Just kind of the way it played out, I'm not sure I would have had a shot at the win, but glad to finish second.
Absolutely. Well, it's still a great finish for you, man. Absolutely. All right, Todd, thank you very much. Is there any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out there tonight?
Yeah, I just want to big shout out to Travis. League's coming to an end, and appreciate all the hard work he's put into it. And I enjoyed it while it lasted.
All right, thank you very much, Todd. And once again, congratulations. Great race, man.
Thank you.
Hey,
David, I'm pulling you out of your own discussions here real quick. Can you hear me?
yeah.
David, obviously that incident between you and Travis is easy to explain the wrong way. How did you see it, sir?
Uh, I don't know. uh, from a self perspective, I think I got dumped, but I mean, we were all just racing hard there. I mean, it's me and him. We were racing for a championship, and I mean, I felt like I gave him plenty of room. I mean, I went back and watched it afterwards, and I was 3 lanes off the bottom. I couldn't go any higher without missing a corner. So, like I said, I mean, and he said he felt like he had the inside line, which he had a nose there, but I mean, I felt like I left him 2 lanes in there. We were just racing hard, you know. Sometimes that stuff happens.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. We had an incident like that last week with between you and Brad Suggs, where obviously none of that was intentional. I know I'm not suggesting any of that, but you know, like when you're racing hard, it's just like you're saying, this is your championship race, so you're racing each other hard, and it's not always avoidable for stuff like that to happen. You're making both of you are making split second decisions, so. Like I said, I don't believe Travis did anything intentional, but it probably just was a misunderstanding of where you were going to go and where he was going to go.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. The thought of it being intentional never crossed my mind. It just. I don't know. I don't know what was going on. I mean, but I mean, it is what it is, and really, that didn't really kill me. Just I was trying to save it down there on the apron and had the wheel crossed up and didn't know which way the wheel was pointed, and got loose off the corner and hit the inside wall and uh, gave me some front end damage. And from that point on, the car was just tied; it wouldn't turn anymore and had no straightaway speed. So that's what really did me in there. But you know, you race up front, you race hard. That's going to happen from time to time. It just unfortunate it happened in that situation.
Yeah, yeah. I want to go back to another incident between you and Garrett Grant. It looked to me like you guys were working together, trying to get some distance on Travis, and then all of a sudden it kind of went wrong. You went to the inside a little bit earlier than Garrett, and it looked to me like Garrett was understanding that as, hey, he wants to be on the inside, nose to tail, and then Garrett got turned around by that. Was that a misunderstanding between the two of you? What happened?
The misunderstanding was Garrett misunderstanding the rules. He tried to throw a big block on me there, and I was already there, and he got turned. But he's apologized for that. He didn't understand. We're not allowed to block until I think it's after 5 to go, and he threw a block on me there. I wasn't expecting it, and
Okay,
that's
so
quite
so
a,
so it wasn't really working together then.
well, we were trying to work together there. I was trying to push him, and maybe we could, just draft and maybe get away from Travis a little bit. And then I had Travis all at my back end, and I had to make a move there, and I just didn't expect the block. So
Yeah,
because I
okay.
thought I was quite a bit quicker. So
Well, that makes sense. Obviously, not really trying to get in front of each other to push each other, but just trying to fight for position. That makes sense.
yeah, I was just fighting for position. Like I said, didn't expect the block. I mean, I didn't even have enough time to react to it to get off the gas or nothing. So, and by then he was already turned around.
Yeah, and for him, the worst part was also the second part of it because when he got turned around, it was all right, but then he washed up the track, and I think Chad Martin ran into him, and that ended Chad's race as well.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
All right, David. Good to hear from you anyway, man. Too bad it's a disappointing finish for you. I know you would have wanted to be up there. Obviously, that's what you're racing for. It didn't turn out that way. It still was a good race, I think, for the most part. So thanks for that. We appreciate you coming in and talk to us about it. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out there, sir?
Well, I want to thank you for coming on and broadcasting the last half of the season. We really appreciate that. As upset as I can be at Travis, right now. I mean, Travis is a good dude, and I got to thank him for putting on this league. It's a lot of fun to come out here and race him and everybody else in it, week in and week out. I've had nothing but fun with him. Got to thank everybody, all my teammates at Samson Motorsports, Garrett and Chris. And I thank everybody that comes out each and every week to these races, and thanks to everybody watching.
Thank you very much, David. We'll hope to see you again.
Yep, same here, man.
Garrett, this is Mark in the booth. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Your hopes for the championship were kind of shattered there in an incident with your teammate David. Can you talk me through that?
Yeah, I was being an idiot, just trying to block early. I shouldn't have been blocking, but I knew if I lost the lead, I was most likely going to lose the race because Queen Air was everything. And he got to the inside of me, and I thought I was still clear, and just turned myself off his nose there. I thought I had it saved. Then Ched come through there and killed me there. So it sucks. The season had to end that way. We were putting on a good show there, and then things just kind of went haywire for everybody. It seemed like there at the end, but third place was the story of the season for me, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it looked like. And unfortunately, I knew you had it pretty much saved, and then you washed up the track a little bit, and Chad couldn't avoid hitting you, and it kind of basically ended both of your hopes for a championship.
Yeah, I feel bad for ruining his chances too there. It sucks we had to end the season on a sour note like that, but I guess third place isn't too bad.
So, in the beginning of the race, you were also involved in an incident, and it kind of bent up your back end there. Before the end of the first stage, it looked like you were struggling for speed a little bit. That little bit of damage on the back end was that hurting you?
Oh yeah, for sure. It was only 12 seconds, but it was killing my straightaway speed there, and I was just gonna wait till the stage end to use my quick repair there just to see how bad it was. Just see how bad it was. If it wasn't bad, I wasn't going to use the quick repair right away, and I could have used it later on, obviously.
Yeah,
But,
that would
I
have
had to
worked
go
out
ahead.
really well for you then. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to go ahead and use it there. Yeah, I thought I called out my pit on the right channel, but I guess I didn't, and I guess Todd didn't hear me or whatever. So yeah, that one's on me, I guess. But yeah, just it's kind of a crappy way to end the season. The races really didn't go my way, but like I said, just happy to come out of there with the third place finish again.
All right, Garrett. Thanks very much, man. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out there?
Yeah, thanks to you for broadcast, and thanks to Travis for putting on such an awesome league. It's been an awesome 3 years. Hopefully, he can come back from his deployment and we can do it all again. And congratulations to him for winning the championship. And just shout out to everybody in the league who showed up every week and had fun racing with everybody.
All right, thank you very much, Garrett. And hopefully we'll see you in another league if this one doesn't come back right away. But hope to see you again, man.
You too, man. Thanks.
All right, folks. There you heard from pretty much the guys that I could find here. Everybody else has turned it in for the night. Travis McDaniel is your champion for the Rivalry Racing Cup Series in a blistering race that unfortunately some misunderstandings created some problems here and there, but in the end it was Travis McDaniel being the fastest car on track, bringing it home in the first position. And it looks like obviously the guys that were hoping to be closer to him are a little bit disappointed, obviously, but it is what it is. The championship comes down to the final race here because of the playoff system, but obviously it is a full season of racing each other hard. Stuff happens left and right, here and there, once in a while, and in the final race like this, when you're fighting each other hard for the championship, then it's just one of those days. I honestly believe that none of this is intentional. Everything I've seen in this league has been nothing about other than racing each other hard and fair, and mistakes are made. Like I said, we make split-second decisions in these cars at these speeds, especially on fast tracks like the Texas Motor Speedway. So in the end, I still believe that it was a fair fight for the championship, and it was Travis McDaniel coming back on top. For now, the Rivalry Racing Cup Series is not looking to continue due to the fact that the organizer Travis McDaniel is probably not able to combine it with his other activities, and he doesn't want to do it if he can't do it right, and that is a good way to start things, I believe. So unfortunately, this is going to be it for the Rivalry Racing Cup Series for a while. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to come back and bring you more of this racing. I believe that this league, despite the smaller fields in the final few races, this is a league where you could witness cup car racing as it is meant to be, with high quality drivers. We've seen some great saves in this race alone, and I think these guys are doing a great job. And ultimately, there's only one that can end up on top. And this time, this season, it was Travis McDaniel. So congratulations to him. His final 4 races of the season in the playoff series have been very good. He won 4 in a row. That's a unique feat, I believe, especially with the competition being this good. So congratulations once again to him, and we thank everybody for tuning in and watching these exciting races with us here at Short Shift Broadcasting. My name is Mark. Thank you very much, and hopefully we'll see each other in the future.